In March last year, while playing tennis, I took a fall. I destroyed 2 shoulders, 2 ribs and a nose. They pushed me into every department in the hospital and photographed and did everything they could to find problems, of which they did. 2 of them, one was a lump in my lung and the other one was a lump on a kidney. I couldn't afford to get lung cancer because I need to be able to get a bit of time to use the money that cost to have the shoulders repaired, which was $60,000, an awful lot of money.
The decision then, when we found out John had 2 separate cancers, was which one to tackle first. Lung cancers always takes the priority over kidney cancer as it can grow and spread fast. John was a heavy smoker, so he was in the high-risk group, but despite being 82 years of age, he was still quite fit and well-functioning and active, so he was a good candidate to operate if this was found to be a lung cancer. When we looked at this, his scan, we found that his tumor was surrounded by blood vessels from outside. So a conventional biopsy wouldn't work in that way, where a needle goes from the chest wall to the tumor because of the blood vessels. So we thought about this and came up with this minimally invasive bronchoscopic method called radial EBUS, where you go through the windpipe and approach it in a different way. So we could get into the tumor without going through the blood vessels. And we used a method called cold biopsy to freeze the tissue and pull it out with minimal bleeding. So in the end, John's tumor was diagnosed to be a tumor called carcinoid, which is a slow-growing tumor. And not only John was very lucky that he was diagnosed with a lung tumor that's early stage, because only about 25% of lung cancers can be resected and diagnosed early enough, but he also had a very slow-growing tumor, and at his age we could actually monitor it without having to operate.
Well, I think we're very positive people, and you have to look at the positives, you look at the things you can do and the things you can't do. And after having a child with cystic fibrosis, nothing is quite as bad as that.
Nothing else can hurt you really. Once you've lost a child, nothing else hurts. It's very easy to handle the rest of life, really.
You just have to keep on one day at a time.
Yeah, don't smoke. I smoked 80 cigarettes a day and I was very upset about that because I couldn't get 100. Never worked out how to sleep and smoke, but when I think back about it, I've been incredibly lucky. Really, unbelievably, unjustifiably lucky, I suppose. And my whole life I've been very lucky, so I really can't complain.